An order represents either an order from a marketplace such as Shopify, WooCommerce, or many of the other marketplaces, or an order created manually in Warehance. Orders are typically identified by an order number, in this case 1001. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this order number 1001 here. Let's start on the right hand side of the page. We can see some of the order details over here, such as order number at the top of this first section here. We can see the date the order was ordered on April 30th, 2024, the time at which it was ordered, and then a few statuses such as ready to pick, shippable, and fulfillment status, and then a custom status that I'll show you in a bit. One thing I want to point out is next to ready to ship, if it says no, there's going to be this little question mark that you can click on that will bring up a pop-up which will tell you all the reasons the order is not ready to ship. You can use this to get orders moving throughout the fulfillment process and make sure that all the orders are ready to ship. Scrolling down, you can see shipping info where you see shipping method. You can change the shipping method. In this case, I only have one available, so I can't change it. Shipping address, in this case it's empty, and I'm going to go ahead and add that in a second. Tags, these are all imported so far from the marketplace. If available, you have some settings for the specific order, such as gift invoice, allow partial, alcohol, etc. that require ship date, and some more information such as signature requirements. If you keep scrolling down, you have holds, which basically will hold the order from entering the fulfillment process if any holds are set. And we're going to go ahead and remove these after we fix the information that caused them to be on a hold. And if you keep scrolling down, attachments, you can upload files, any type of file, and anyone who goes in to view the order can see the files that are attached. Scrolling all the way back up, you can see the order items table. This shows you a list of the products that have been ordered by the customer or a part of this order, and you can see the quantities of those as well and where they are in the fulfillment process, whether they've been allocated, shipped, or are yet to be allocated. Scrolling down a bit more, you have some more information that is either edited in Warehance or imported from Shopify. You have packer note and gift note. Depending on the settings of your store, these can be imported not just from Shopify but from all marketplaces, and they can also be edited in Warehance. And then lastly, you have the history tab here, and in the history table, you can see all the changes made to the order, whether it be from the system, from Shopify, from an automation rule, or from a specific user. Now, if you've shipped anything from this order and have created a shipment associated with it, there will be another table that pops up in this order page that is shipments, in which you can click to the shipments and view any of them associated with that order. So let's get this order ready to ship. If I scroll up and go to the ready to ship question mark again, we can see there's an address hold, a payment hold, and a product that is not fully allocated. Let's start with the address hold. Now, the address hold is rightly there because there's no shipping address. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a bogus shipping address, and that will allow us to pull off the address hold and allow it to move through the fulfillment process. One other thing to note is you can actually ignore all address validation by clicking this ignore address validation errors box, and now address validation will no longer be ran when you're entering your address. But I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that and then enter an address. So I've gone ahead and entered a bogus address here. This is the White House address, and I'm going to go ahead and press Save Changes. Now it's validated the address, and it has fully filled in the address here. Now I can go down and remove the address hold, press Save Changes. Now we have the payment hold. This is something from Shopify. Basically, it never ended up getting paid because it was a test order, so I'm going to remove the payment hold as well. If we scroll up, we can see it's still not ready to ship. That's because this product is not allocated. Now, in order to allocate the product, we need to have the product, and we need to have inventory of the product in a sellable location. So I'm going to go really quickly adjust the inventory in order to add some inventory in a sellable location. And now I've went ahead and added that inventory in a sellable location, and it is now ready to ship. However, it's not ready to pick. Why is that? Because the inventory I added was in a sellable but not pickable location. Now I'm going to go back again and add inventory to a pickable location. Now I've added inventory to a pickable location as well, and as you can see, the order is pickable. The status dropdown here is custom statuses that you can create and use in your workflow. So to create one, go over to the left-hand side and under orders, click on statuses, click create status, and enter the name. Let's call this in fulfillment, and then choose a random color in order to represent that status. If I go back to the order, it should now show up in the status dropdown. There it is in fulfillment, and I can set that and use that how I would like throughout my workflow. You can add a new order item to the order, and you can edit the quantities of that order item that you've added. However, any order items that come from marketplaces, you can't edit the quantities of. So if you add a product up in the top right hand corner of the order items table, you can choose any product that you'd like to add, press add product, and as you can see, you can edit the quantities. So I can change it to 2 and press save changes, and the back ordered adjusts accordingly. Likewise, now the ready to ship and pickable has also adjusted.